What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the top 10 comic book Marvel Legends of 2024. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. All right, so I know I don't do Marvel Legends reviews on the channel as much as I would like to. It's just because I never really seek out a full set unless it's MCU related. I don't have the full completionist feel with Marvel Legends, but I definitely do pick them up sporadically throughout the year because they do have some heavy hitters, and I am a big fan of the line. Now, my rules for this is the fact that I cannot put something on the list unless I own it. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a few honorable mentions. Some I own, some I don't own. First up on the list is going to be the Warbird Marvel Legends figure. I never found this in stores, let alone inside Target. I haven't found it at a toy store or a comic convention, anything like that. I haven't been able to pick it up, but based off what everybody has said, it just drove me to pick up a figure that I don't own yet, and I don't even know much about it. Another one is the Odin that is currently in stores. I haven't been able to find it. It looks really good, and I definitely want to add to my Asgard collection. Comic book Zemo. I think this came in a 2-pack with, I don't even remember what the bigger figure was. I never managed to find it, sadly, and I haven't found it at a comic shop or a toy store or anything. The Build-A-Figure Zabu from the Savage Land, I haven't been able to find it. I found one time. Somebody wanted $90 for it, and I figured I would just go ahead and play the long game or maybe pray for a deluxe release, which I don't think that's going to happen in hindsight. But that figure looks insane. The Daredevil Hydro Man 2-pack. I love the fully translucent Hydro Man rather, and I love the animated series look of Daredevil. Another one I would give a shout out to is the retro carded Last Stand Spider-Man. For whatever reason, it's one of my favorite suits. It's very low key. I loved using it in the PlayStation 4 Spider-Man game, and it's really nice. Also, I've seen people fantasy book Tobey Maguire wearing that suit, and it's not a bad look, I'll be honest with you. And then another honorable mention, I want to mention the Spider-Man India figure from Across the Spider-Verse along with the Miles Prowler suit. I don't know, I didn't know whether to include them in comic book or MCU. It's kind of a gray area. It might even be its own pocket of the universe. I don't know. I guess that's the whole point of the movie. But those two figures are absolutely insane, and I'm a big fan of those. But let's go ahead and get into number 10 on my list. Now, this one might come as a shocker, but this is the retro carded Tombstone from the Spider-Man set. I don't know why I love this figure so much. I guess it's because I collect wrestling figures, and I rarely find a figure in a suit that is appropriately sized. Normally, they're way too oversized. I'm trying to see if I can find an example for you real fast, because it is a normal issue with wrestling figures. Yeah, we'll go ahead and see this. They're jacked up guys, but that's how big an average looking dude is supposed to look in wrestling figure form. That's why I love this Tombstone so much. People have sold modifications to make it where you can include a regular skin tone colored head on there, so you don't have to deal with the gray neck, because this does remove at the neck, which is good or bad, however you want to take it. But this figure is just so nice. It comes with a crowbar, which I love to use for photos, but I can't think of anything bad about this figure. So Tombstone's coming in at number 10. The next figure on the list is from X-Men 97. I didn't watch this show. I picked this up based off pure design alone. I know that's crazy, but hear me out. I can't speak for the history of it. I can't speak for the show because I have not watched it. I just think this is a sick looking Magneto. I don't know why. I love the head sculpt. I love the alternate head sculpt. I actually tried to put it on some different bodies and it wouldn't fit properly, but it looks really good. Now, I know this isn't what comes to mind when you think of Magneto by any means, but I love it. I love the body that this is put on. Just the head sculpts are insane. There's a lot of use for those where you can use Magneto in different settings for your photos, or even on the shelf with the alternate head. It's just such a good figure. I know it's kind of plain, but I love just nice looking stuff, and Magneto's coming in at number 9. Coming in at number 8 is another kind of bare bones figure, but it does fit something that was mentioned on the honorable mentions list, and it's going to come out with that Professor X coming out next year, and that is, I don't know if it's Kazar or Kazar or what it is, but I love a good-looking prehistoric figure, like a caveman type thing. I don't know why, I love it a lot. I've seen people actually take this and turn it into a 1/12 scale Tarzan, which is kind of cool. Kind of want to do it. Looks pretty cool. But it's a simple figure that is striking, and it's going to turn someone's head when they look at the shelf. One, because it's a majority naked dude, but it's a cool looking figure. I love the parts choices. I love the custom ability of it. It's all around solid figure. Coming in at number 7 is one from the 85th anniversary line, and I don't know how this is actually going to fit properly on the table here. We're going to have to raise the camera a little bit, but we have Scar. Now, I've never read a Hulk comic book. To be honest with you, I've never read a comic book, hands down. My knowledge of Marvel Comics is based off the movies and what I see in figure form and what people tell me. But this Scar is insane. This gigantic blade, the body they chose, they've been using this body for Hulk for a couple years now, I think. I love the head scan where the hair is blocking his face. It means he just got done doing something vicious. There's also a screaming head that comes with this, along with the gigantic knife in the back that you can tell was like made, like handmade. You know what I mean? No factory made knife or sword. I love this figure, and it is very striking on the shelf. So Scar, Son of Hulk, is coming in at number 7. Coming in at number 6 is definitely an oddball choice, but people probably prefer the figure that came in this 2-pack more so than the one I'm actually choosing. Of course, I flip a coin and I pick the wrong side, but I'm going with the red shirt Logan from the 2-pack with Sabretooth. Let's go ahead and lower this camera just a little more because Logan is quite the small guy. Once again, I've always loved casual attire figures, and it doesn't get much more casual than a guy in a button-up shirt with some blue jeans on. He's got his boots on, his belt buckle, and a cowboy hat. This also comes with like some fanned out playing cards, which you can put in the hand, like right here. It looks so good. I love the simplicity of it, and everybody talks about the Wolverine figures, but I like one that's just hanging around and like kind of looking for a fight but not gonna seek it out. It's just a solid looking figure, so that's why Logan is coming in at number 6. Like I said, this list might be controversial. My knowledge of Marvel Comics isn't really extensive. I'm going off just the figure alone and like personal preference. I looked at a full list of what I bought this year. I looked at a full list of what came out this year in case there was something I needed to buy, and this is kind of what I came up with. So number 5 is going to be the 85th anniversary Wolverine. Now I think we can all agree that this is a perfect figure through and through. I never thought I would have 2 Wolverines on my collection or on my top 10 list because I've never seen the X-Men movies because I just didn't like them as a kid, and then once the MCU started, I didn't want to watch them because they weren't connected. But that's besides the point. The 85th anniversary figures were top notch, honestly. Luke Cage was great. Scar back there is part of the 85th anniversary. Warbird on the honorable mentions list was part of the list, or part of the set. And this Wolverine definitely needs to be on that spot. So that's why he's coming in at number 5 on my list. Coming in at number 4 is from the Cabal 3-pack, and that is Dr. Doom. I know a lot of people love this figure. It has a striking look to it, and for figures like this, I think it should be absolutely mandatory to have the cloth cape, because just look at the way that it drapes down, where if it was plastic, you know it'd be sticking out like a traffic cone. This is solid. I do love the fact that you could use like these lower legs and these arms if you wanted to make a knight figure for like a, I don't know, just like part of a custom collection. This would be a perfect body for a knight, and you would just like swap the head and maybe do something different with the torso and the skirt piece. But other than that, like, this is just a solid looking figure. I actually picked this up once I saw Robert Downey Jr. was going to be playing Dr. Doom. And, you know, I'm pretty happy with it now. Like, Taskmaster and Iron Patriot from that set are great as well, but this Dr. Doom is just kind of a step above the rest. So that's why he's coming in at number 4. I love how I mentioned earlier that I love like the prehistoric type stuff, and then I have Khazar and Scar that look like just... Scar looks like the beefed up version of Khazar, like hands down looking at what they're wearing, and it's kind of cool that I said that, and I never noticed that until they were side by side. But we're in the top 3 now. Coming in at number 3 is going to be the, once again, 85th anniversary Iron Fist. I don't know why. I've always loved this absolutely stupid and obnoxious costume. I know, it's not practical at all. Man's got a flying V1/2. But, like, it looks sick. This is what I think of when I think of Iron Fist. It's got just great articulation. It's got the toe joints. It's got the crazy collar, which is, you know, what you would expect from comics. It looks good. And like I said, this is also part of with Scar, Warbird, Luke Cage, Wolverine. There was an Iron Man in there, and I don't remember the rest of them, to be honest with you. But it was the whole set was great. But Iron Fist is a perfect figure. If you want to see my actual review of it, I did review him with Luke Cage and Wolverine in the same video. Go check that out on the channel. But Iron Fist is number 3. Alright, coming in at number 2, this is when it starts getting good. I know nobody else is going to have this on their list. This is just me. I guarantee it. But I'm going with the Marvel Legends comic book Wong. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Benedict Wong that plays him in the movies. I've met him, one of the friendliest people I've ever met. I saw him at Comic-Con back in 2019 in New York. Great. But this figure has so much, like so many possibilities. I have been wanting to create Avatar: The Last Airbender figures, and this is the perfect formula for anybody in that universe that could be considered a trainer, a fighter, pop a different head on here, anything. He comes with like 4 or 5 sets of hands. He comes with the magic effects, and I took a spell book from some random Mythic Legions figure and kind of wrapped it around the shoulder and the chest and the neck. So he's kind of got the spell book with him. You never know when you might have to break out something you don't know in battle. I know nobody else is going to have that on their list, but I love this Marvel Legends Wong figure. So that's why he is number 2 on the list. Let's get into number 1. Number 1 on the list is one of the most recognizable characters in comic book history. I think at one point he even topped Superman and Batman. He might like always top them. But it is Spider-Man, but it is not just any Spider-Man. It is the Scarlet Spider suit. I don't know why. I know a lot of people love this suit. But ever since I was young, I've always had an affinity to the Scarlet Spider suit. I don't know why. It's nothing in particular. It feels kind of rogue. You know what I mean? Like he feels like he's a good guy, but he could be kind of bad. You wouldn't want to cross him. I don't know. It's just a beautiful suit. I've actually taken parts of this from another Scarlet Spider figure, and I'm going to create a Rey Mysterio Scarlet Spider wrestling custom because I love the suit so much. The only thing that would have made this better would have been a cloth jacket, I guess you could say. But that's personal preference for me. But I love this figure. The articulation's insane. Has the toe joint just like Iron Fist, and it feels man. The new bodies that they're using for like standard figures are top notch, and I hope it continues in 2025. But that is going to be my top 10 comic book Marvel Legends of 2024. Let me know what you guys think about this list. I know it is probably way different than any of yours. Let me know what you think about my honorable mentions. The ones that I didn't pick up that I included. Should I go pick them up? What should I do? Let me know what you guys think. But that is going to be it for today. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And last but not least, take it easy.